It's time. It's time, ladies and gentlemen. We are getting ready for series number 2 of the day. Welcome back to the HeroesCCL presented by Roll20, and I am your presentator. Using the co-stream program, me and my flamingo shirt are here to give you a leg to stand on when it comes to casting via the co-streamer program. I'm getting ready for game number 2 of today. I hope you're ready for series number 2 of today. So let's have a look at where we're going. Let's have a talk about what's going on today. As you can see, we already had our first series of the day. Chili Mountain were unable to win their second series in CCL, and they went down to Granit Gaming. Granit Gaming were seed 7, Chili Mountain were seed 8, so far everything is as expected. Everything is normal, we are ready to go. And we are jumping into our second series of the day. Simplicity, seed number 6, will be playing against Granit Gaming, seed number 7. The gauntlet continues as we get ready for our second series of the day. Of course, tomorrow we'll be back with even more games. The 10th of January, 3 days before my birthday. This is a great early birthday present for me, because we will have the winner of this series versus Sidestep Kings, and then of course the final boss of the gauntlet phase. 30k will stand before whoever wishes to make their way into the bracket phase of the playoffs. Who will it be? Will it be Sidestep Kings? Or will it be one of these two teams? Will it be Granit Gaming or Simplicity? First, we have to find out who is making it into that next phase of the playoffs as we get ready. And of course, I'm sure you are all as excited as me to hear in that interview during the break in the series that Legacy is going to be starting as the starting support for Simplicity. A brave change to make right before a playoff game, but exciting nonetheless, because Legacy is bloody brilliant. He is. Always exciting to see him play. Let's talk about some of his history, because we always try to go into player history a little bit here. We have a draft, so I'll talk to you about it in the draft. How about that? Let's make sure that we have all the draft brought to you. So, Legacy. Legacy, around when HGC was happening, wasn't too well known. He played on TLR, not that one, not if you have followed my history, and then played on Comanche Power Train, a fun team. But he really started gaining notoriety, in fact, very coincidentally, in Heroes Half, during the Heroes Half Fight Night, where he played for Team Good Guys. Very fun team, if you remember them. That was BKB, Mr. Cleese, Unaverted, Noah, and Legacy. Guess how many of those are in CCL right now? That's right, almost all of them. They were a pretty good team, and as such, they came first, second, and first in the fight nights that they played. Oh, and second. The only teams they lost to were the Lost Boys and LFW, another team where most of their players went on to, play in CCL. They played a couple of the Heroes Hype Premier Series as well, where they came second, fourth, and 2 fourths and a second, losing to Subscribe with Twitch Prime, which is Crowan's team, Celeb Bulgogi, which is a great, Celeb TV Bulgogi, which is a great name, and of course Inting for Globes. In 2020, they only played one series, that's Perfect Gems, where they lost to Last Minute Sweep, 3rd place in the Division S for North America, finishing 3rd, and of course Legacy also played in the very recent New Year's Bash, where he played, weirdly enough, considering he's on the main roster, gonna call BS on this one, he played on the Regen New Year's Bash in the Simplicity Academy team, which is weird because he's on the main roster, calling shenanigans, report for BM. But he did come first with that roster, where they had a superb series versus the Crowd Control Academy. That roster was, of course, Legacy, Fancy Pants, CPX, Zugrug, and Ibtings, which I always pronounce wrong. Another very strong selection of people, and some others. So, let's talk about this draft. So far, we're looking pretty standard here. Divas banner. Malthael is the most interesting ban here, because it is definitely a little bit more unusual. Malthael being taken out of action, but that does leave Chromie up for either of these teams, and Hogger was let through the ban phase as well, choosing to ban D.Va over Hogger and banning Medivh over Hogger. Very sensible by Granit Gaming, forcing Simplicity to ban out that Medivh. Very smart. So now they have Hogger, but Tychus Diablo, very scary setup for Simplicity here. Legacy, of course, with the starting lineup. Here is Masquerade, newly traded to Simplicity. Very excited to get some high-level plays. Cassia coming in. Stukov, picked by Yasuo, interestingly enough. Henning was main support in that last game. Yasuo has shown great support capability for Granit Gaming in the past. Will they keep going down this path? We will have to see. Or is this perhaps an intent for a double support with this Stukov? Johanna will be removed. Johanna Hogger, great combo. Group people up. Hogger Hog Wilds through. Very strong setup here. Thank you all so much for choosing me to be your commentator for the HeroesCCL. It is very appreciated. I am not being paid by anyone to do this, so all my support comes from you lovely people. So any donations or subs or anything like that is appreciated. If you're watching on YouTube, consider hitting that join button below the stream or looking at the donation link in the description. Thank you all for your support. I can only keep doing this with all your continued support. So thank you for the amount you've supported so far. I hope to continue to earn your support in the future, because otherwise I do have to stop doing this and get a real job. Simplicity with Leoric taken away. One of the heroes who can actually do okay versus Hogger. What do we see for them? Urel still available. There's the Chromie. Amazed it made it so far. And Deckard. Very interesting. A lot of zoning potential here. Great for the objective. Deckard Cain will make his way in. He's still a bit of a rarer pick these days, though. So it's interesting. Maybe predicting a potential double support for Simplicity. He has great burst follow-up if they go for the main Tychus hard engage style with Diablo. So very cool to see. So now they have the option to either go for that or to react to a double support comp if that's what they saw with Emerald. They don't see that. Instead, we do see the Anub'arak Kira, the triple frontline composition from Granit Gaming. We're definitely going to see some player swaps here, because there is no way that is Skoog playing the Cassia. So it is more than likely going to be... Ooh, this is interesting. So this is going to be Skoog on the Anub. There's the Urel, very sensible last pick by Cure. This is going to be Nick on the Kira, Skoog on the Anub, Yasuo on the Cassia, and we're keeping Svemgrotta on the Hogger. Okay, that makes sense. Sensible drop. So we figured it out. Wait, no! Nick on the Cassia, Yasuo on the Kira! Oh, snap. Let's see a last-minute swap. It doesn't look like we do. Ooh, that's interesting. That's interesting. Nick is the go-to Kira player for this team, but Yasuo has been playing a lot more of the melee and more flex heroes in this composition coming into this series and coming into the series previous. This is already so interesting that they're swapping this round. Yasuo is a god on most heroes, and I'm really glad to see him getting picked up and getting the respect he deserves. But the Kira play coming in from him is a big surprise, and it's going to make this series very, very interesting. I am big hypey boy. So far, the Kira for the side of Granit Gaming only has a 40% win rate. 2 and 3 is their current win rate. But again, a lot of that is very leaning on Nick. So let's see how they do. As you can hear, the game has begun. Let us get in here. Ladies and gentlemen, on the left, Simplicity, Masquerade on Diablo, Cure on Urel, Hosty on the Chromie, Legacy is on the Tychus, and... Sorry, Legacy is on the Deckard, and the Tychus is being played there, because they swap so fast! Granit Gaming from Grotto on Hogger, Skoog on Anub, Henning on the Stukov, Nick on the Cassia, and Yasuo is on the Kira. God, they swapped the teams so fast. The final member there, who did I miss? It was Masquerade. Cure was on the Urel. That's the person I missed. And Lutano, there we go. Lutano is the one playing the Tychus. We figured it out. We figured it out, despite them trying to deny us that vision. Already a pretty aggressive rotation up to top. They want to kill Hogger early. Very interesting. Why was that Q so loud? that was interesting. I'm going to assume it's fine, and nothing went wrong. So Granit gonna spin to freedom, make his way up to top, but charge percentage melts. He used his hog wild. He is a dead boy. That was a great trap set up by Simplicity. They didn't lose any minions. They are actually losing a minion in mid lane right now because Legacy is being forced to come up here and join the team. Drops the potion, but Masquerade may drop. Is this going to be a 1-for-1? One more potion to keep Masquerade alive is needed. He's ticking health. The health regen is not enough. Legacy could not get another potion, was zoned out by Yasuo. Hosty tries to set it up, tries to go for Yasuo, who is in full retreat right now. Is he? But nobody can chew. He's being healed up by Hennig. Here comes Cure. And that makes it a 2-for-1 in favor of Simplicity. Granit with a superb counter kill there, but a little bit too greedy by Cure. In this case, we set this up. Sorry, not by Cure, a little bit too greedy by Yasuo there for the counter kill. Starting up with the quarterback, no surprise there. We already mentioned the extra loot hoard. More meat for Hogger. Keeps him alive. Butcher would be proud. So that bones to gnaw, 10 armor, and of course, that little bit of extra, which of course gives him 2 potential meats. A massive amount of healing output can be used there. Yasuo going for a spin. Caught in the root of Decker. Takes a little bit of damage from Chromie. Nicely done. Standard build so far for pretty much everyone, although a noob. Full shield build here, going with the extra spell armor, the Nerubian armor, and then the shed exoskeleton. Still relatively standard. A noob's build is pretty flexible. Bigger they are for Tychus. It's a sapphire build with potion of shielding for Decade, meaning this will be an emerald-based build as well. We could see a Canized cube or a cooldown reduction cube, but I am more in doubt of that. And Granit use nice knockback, interrupting Cure's jump. Hogger and Urel, very interesting matchup. Hogger can win that, but it's very much a skill matchup. Bruiser camps being taken for both teams. Racing through that very quickly. Chromie, standard builds, nothing different here. You can sometimes swap it. You can swap out the level 4, or in her case, level 2 for basically anything. You're backing away, doesn't want to get caught out of position very early. The off lane has kind of been abandoned by both these teams as they instead look to just try and get that split soak as best as they can. From Granit, not rotating with Urel though. It's Cassia who's getting that split soak, and she might be subject to the same pain that we saw earlier, but in this case, no. She's instead going to be the one double soaking. She has a little bit of a faster wave clear than Hogger, so that's the play here. They're instead keeping Hogger on the objective. He has such a quick objective clear. That is why they're keeping him up here instead and putting Cassia down in the double soak. A lot more potential. Nick takes a lot of damage from Cure though, which is the slight issue with this composition, that Cure will just bully Cassia out if he's able to get those jumps. There's that Emerald, and we see a melting point, more of an objective focused. Masquerade, they are really hunting for kills. They're going to look for Skoog here. There's the knockback, not the stun. Here comes the overkill from Lutano, picks up the kill. As Yasuo looks for a counter, but is instead being forced to retreat. Hyper aggressive from Simplicity as they look for more kills. They go for Hennig. He gets the armor from his bio kill switch combined with his biotic armor, but instead him and Yasuo are both going to drop. They could not sustain. Masquerade sets them up and they just got themselves 3 kills, but they did lose the objective, and this seems to be the strategy of Simplicity. Win kills, ignore objective, deal with objective afterwards. The question is, how much damage will this Punisher get alone? The answer is not much. It's the first Punisher. It's not too much of an issue. Clean that up. Entire front wall. Ooh, excuse me. I just got a huge whiff of smoke from outside. Someone's lighting a bonfire. But I appear to be... I am okay. Not dead. I'm going to see the camps cleaned up. That or my house is on fire. One of the two. It smells like wet wood burning, so I'm assuming someone's just lit a fire outside or something like that. Skoog. Hovering around, slowing sands. He's going to try and run. There's the overpower. Burrow charge. He cancelled it a little early, and down goes Skoog. Should not have cancelled that so early here. Hogger now has that garbage fire. very, very important here. That 4-second cooldown reduction onto the loot horde. Because so much sustain as level 10 is available. Odin is dropped early. Simplicity, they are really trying to snowball their lead. Wherever they are, they try to find an advantage. In this case, they're dropping the Odin. They take out the entire front wall, and they look to snipe this fountain. Slowing Sands. Zones away, keeps Utano safe. Odin should be expiring quite shortly. They're forced to back away. But they killed off a front wall. And a fountain. Fountain is important. It's, of course, the lane the next objective will be spawning in, meaning that it's going to be mid lane. That the only fountain is available, and that will be where Granit will likely come from. This will be the lane that will be focused by Simplicity, and they will hopefully be able to zone away here. That is their plan. Granit Gaming, though, they're hopefully looking to try and make their way back in with their level 10s, try and gain themselves a little bit of momentum of their own. Portapult, no surprise there, it's the biggest sustained talent, and way more important when it comes to objective fights. Cocoon onto Diablo straight away. There's that Portapult into the backline. Great timeout. Stay a while and listen. Spam Grotto rolls away, but he's caught by the Apoc for the finishing blow. Nick trying to retreat. He's now the furthest forward out of his team. As Skook was forced to burrow charge away. Here comes the charge. One more overpower from Masquerade. Could set this up. It's going to be Yasuo, who again might be giving his life for his team as he's left all alone. Trying to delay, trying to buy time, and Yasuo is taken out again. 9 kills to 1 for Simplicity, who are snowballing their way through this. They immediately turn their attention to bot lane. This is where the Punisher will be pushing, so if they can take this out, that is potential keep wall damage, and that will set themselves up beautifully for the late game. They're unlikely to capitalize on it for a long time. It's very much an investment. This is something that will help us later. Mid Fountain is still a big target for them if they can get to it, but the odds of that are looking less and less likely. Immediate split soak from Granit Gaming. They look to try and find experience anywhere they can. Bruiser Camp being taken. Chromie sees it. We don't see a reaction, so we're not going to see an invade. Making great use of that Time Walker's Pursuit, though. Counter Bruiser being taken by Simplicity. They know they have the time. Level 13 is hit, so they now know they will be taking this objective fight a talent up. Cruelty for Diablo. Attack speed is a full auto-attack Diablo, by the way. They're really going for this kill potential style. Ooh, Neo Steel plating for the Tigers. Getting himself some sustain. Here comes from Grotta. Trying to zone Masquerade away from the team, but it's Cure in the backline who's causing the most grief right now. 1v4ing has, in the meantime, an immediate kill onto Skoog. Cure just delaying beautifully here. Here comes Hogger, doing quite a lot of damage, but bouncing away. He's getting very split from his team now. That is the issue with Hogger. Being sent the wrong way. He gets some meat, but he's taking a lot of damage from this. He will sustain through, but his objective, no one's in position anymore, so Granit Gaming have given this up. We will see Simplicity taking control. They will grab this Punisher, which again, they've already slain bot lane, meaning that this will not just be a Punisher into bot lane, it will be a Punisher pushing into tier 2, setting themselves up for later. This is their end game condition they're setting up right now. They also have a mid camp to push in and see if they can snipe that fountain for later, as the next Punisher will be spawning in mid lane. Vision being gained by Hosty, and in fact, they're going to push in with this camp. They're looking for kills. This is what they've been doing all game. Legacy is the one being caught. It is Deckard, Hornapult into the backline, but where's Heading and Nick? They're currently dealing with the very aggressive Masquerade. Ball Lightning comes out, Heading goes down, from Grotta retreats. Stay one, Lizard sets this up. Cure looks for a stun, but it's from Grotta who buys the time. Nick will escape. Very low on their health. Grenade, melting point, tick. Tick, meat, not enough. Even with the armor and the meat from Bones that Gnaw, it is still going to be a dead Hogger as Simplicity continue to melt through. The Punisher, by the way, still going. It has 65% health as Simplicity split push and take out mid. The Punisher is pushing the keep. They might get this. There's a big minion wave here, and people are not dealing with this. Granit Gaming, they are looking shaky as Simplicity. They move to top. They move to grab another fort. The Punisher will finally die. The Frozen Punisher will not disable the keep one more time. If it did, it may have guaranteed the keep. The keep may now live. There's another minion wave coming in, and Cassia has now arrived. It's going to be pretty tight, but it looks like they finally cleared the Punisher, and that lets them body block the minions before they reach the keep. But the fort goes down. 2 fort play, 3 forts since the last objective, and they nearly finished the keep. Simplicity are snowballing insanely right now, as we do see Cure finally getting clawed out of position a little bit, but he still has that Ardent Defender to stay alive here. Ancient Blessings is dropped. Nick is trying to flank, but he's getting zoned so hard. Down goes Skoog. That poor Beetle is made of paper. Yasuo just dodges the Apocalypse. He is able to get back out, but is pushed back in by the grenade. And Lutano melts everyone left in his way. That is another triple kill for Simplicity as they crush their way through and make their way bot lane to grab their first keep of the game. Capitalizing and snowballing. They have a 3-level lead, and that lead looks to be only getting bigger as they take out the keep. Time trap used on his own ally. That was literally either a troll or for the armor. You can maybe argue it's for the armor to block Tiger's ability, block Cassia abilities, but there were none. So we're going to say it's a troll, even though it probably wasn't. Luciano clears out the turrets. Using that Odin for siege. They are literally just relentless. They never stop attacking Granit Gaming. Finally, they're going to back up, but only because they've used so many abilities they don't want to fight anymore. Instead, they turn around with the freaking slowing stance. Root, Yasuo's gone. They dive in. Nick's not even here for this fight. Hogwild is used from Granit to try to get away for his team. Order Pole has to be used. Nick turns around and takes the safe rotation instead, because this is dominant Simplicity, making it look easy. Mid-wave cleaned up. Skoog pushing in the top. Gonna see that Bruiser camp finished out, stolen by Simplicity. They don't even go back to their base. They live in Granite Gaming space right now. They are in such a strong position. Herodic Staff coming in for the Decade. Even more counter-engaged, because the biggest threat right now is dying to Kira or Yrel, and that ain't happening. Hogger going with a little bit of extra armor. They're really committed to trying to stay alive during this, because this is brutal. War Traveler for Cassia as well, giving a little bit of extra sustain there. Sorry, no, that is the speed. That is a speed boost. My mistake. It's still War Traveler, but I got the ability type wrong. Masquerade scouting. Making sure no one's invading this camp. They're just going to get this themselves. And Simplicity, they're just crawling their way closer and closer towards victory. They're making a really solid play out of this. Also, shout out to CCL for raising the bitrate on the clean feed. It looks a lot nicer, and I am actually quite happy. It actually is viewable now as they make their way forward. Cure, stunned out, but he's tanking through. No follow-up. They let it go. Bot is being pushed in, by the way. There's a Merc Camp and Catapults pushing in. Odin is dropped to hold them here. 12-7. Flowing Sands zones out one side. A full wraparound from Granite Gaming, but Nick, their damage dealer, is not here. He's zoned out by Cure. He's forced to mount up with that War Traveler. Great timeout from Croby to dodge the hits. Legacy, the only one in danger. If they can get Deckard, maybe they can get this, but no timeout. Keeps him alive. Massive shove with the armor from the Croby. Keeps Legacy alive. The huge misplay coming in from Heading. They dive forward. Heading goes down. He gets a nice random ballista pause onto the enemy team, but that is rough. Cure is being chased down here. He's surviving. Diablo is taking the objective. The core is dying. Granite Gaming are being decimated here as we see Simplicity. Cure's going for the core. The rest of the team is following in. There's still 2 catapults. 47, 44, 41. Granite Gaming last stand as the catapults try to take it down. Down goes Hogger. It's up to Nick. Nick needs to do the damage to finish this off, but he is getting zoned by Cure. The catapult is not even close to being touched as Simplicity take what may be the most convincing game of CCL we have seen. Wow, game 1 going over to Simplicity in convincing fashion. Granit Gaming, they've got to step back up there. 20-1. Consistent, relentless aggression. The second a lead was achieved by Simplicity, they just kept going and they never stopped. Nicely done. Very well played. That was... yeah, you said it right, Cerberus. That was kind of Cerber brutal. 20-1 in the end. They hit 20 at the end of the game. They literally got 1 kill per level and just ended the game. Feels good. Wow. Game number 1 going over to Simplicity. Granit Gaming, they gotta step up to make their way back into this series. Show us some of that power from the earlier series, because that was a little shaky. The Hogger, looks like people are finally learning how to deal with that, because that did not help. The Hogger getting very little value in that game, was zoned out very effectively, was bullied effectively, was actually a source of a lot of the kills. Nicely done. Nicely done. Game number 1 for Simplicity. Let's see if they can keep it going. Legacy, what an appearance. First game as the main starting support and absolutely nailed it. Very well done. Can Simplicity keep it going? They're a very aggressive team in general that might struggle a little bit more against some of the teams in the later series, but in this one, that worked real nice. Let's see what they can do. We'll be getting ready for game number 2 as soon as possible, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just seeing if I can get a sneak peek on what the map bans were by taking a peek at the main stream as well. Excuse me. We'll see what we can do. So, I hope you're all enjoying, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see if Simplicity can close this out, or whether Granit Gaming can bring themselves back in. Right now, game number 1 in favor of Simplicity by quite a bit. Let's see if they can continue down this path. Also, as a reminder, if people are interested, there is currently a poll out on the CCL Twitter. You can also see it on my Twitter, because I did retweet it, twitter.com/Tetcher. There is a poll out where you can vote on who wins the CCL awards. And there's lots of categories in that. The best moment, the most epic moment, the best players in each role, the best 6th player. Some really cool and interesting stuff, so I'd 100% recommend you go over and vote. There is also a category out there for the bans. Hang on, one sec. Bans, Volskaya and Cursed. Simplicity picked the Infernal, and Simplicity are taking us to Dragonshire for the next game. Gotcha. We did it. We spied on the mainstream effectively. We did it. So, there is also a category on that poll for the CCL Awards for Best Co-Stream. I'm not going to ask for votes for myself. I'm going to ask you to vote for who is in your heart, because there's some really good co-streamers out there. Some really, really good ones. But if you want to head over there and go for that vote, it says that the categories are mandatory. They are not. If you don't have an answer for any of the categories, you can 100% put NA, and that will be acceptable. You only have to vote in the categories you want. But if you want to check it out, I'll post a link in the chat in but a moment after I've jumped into the draft. But if you want to check that out, that would be brilliant. If you want to vote for me, that would be very appreciated in the co-streamer category. That would be very appreciated. But you do not have to. But make sure you vote. The players deserve recognition. It would be cool. And of course, there are some other great co-streamers out there. Let's head in to the draft, ladies and gentlemen, and get this started. Medivh's dead. Rip. As is Uther. People do not want to play against double support. It shall be banned every time. Ripperoni a pepperoni. Alright, I'm just going to link the poll. I'm not going to link the... I'm not going to link the tweet. Here we go. Here we go. Paste. So yeah, if people want to check out the poll, vote for their favorite players, their favorite moments, or even their favorite co-streamer, hint, hint, wink, wink, this is where you do it. Cassia going to get removed. The Chromie, very sensibly banned out, still one of the highest banned heroes. Cassia making her way back in. It did not work for Granit Gaming last game, but it's still one of the best assassins. You can't let one game change your opinion. Simplicity first picks. Tiger's Diablo could be open again. Brightwing Diablo. Ooh, another burst style. Brightwing very more focused on kill potentials with that big polymorph CC, one of the highest CC supports. Let's see what else they can do with that. Granit Gaming now with Cassia on the board. Ooh, they also go aggressive. The Imperius makes a return. It worked for them in the last game on Dragonshire. They bring it back, and this time they get the Stukov. Interesting to see here, Stukov is still the top support, but he does not counter Brightwing. There are two supports who counter Brightwing, and those are Deckard and those are Anna. Brightwing's main healing output comes from her phase shift. The anti-healing from Emerald or from the anti-heal grenade can very much negate a huge amount of Brightwing's value. In this case, we're just sticking very sensibly with that Stukov. It is still great for the area control that this map is so important to have, as Johanna shall be banned out as well. Granit now. What do we see from them? With Brightwing Diablo on the board, I think Tychus is still a pretty sensible ban. He's still very strong here. If you're planning on a triple frontline, which it looks like they are, it'll be a very sensible strat to ban out Tychus, I'd say. They ban Junkrat. The area control that is offered by that would make it a very hard job for Stukov or Imperius to get maximum value, so getting rid of that zoning control is still a very smart pickup here. Gives them a much better chance of getting the full engages that they would like. Simplicity now. There is that Tychus, no surprise there, and they bring out the Rexar as well. Rexar for that top lane control. Ooh, maybe Rexar for that top lane control. They could pull a 30k and run Rexar in the 4-man. We'll give them a lot of crowd control, which Tychus would easily be able to keep up with. And if not, Rexar can still have a very solid time up in the top lane. They've given themselves a very flexible draft here. Great job by Simplicity. Granit Gaming to close out. Triple Bruiser is the most likely. There's Sonya, but they don't. They go with Double Bruiser. The Imperius as main tank, Sonya as the off lane to deal with that Rexar, and they go with Reyna Cassia. Very interesting. That's actually quite cool. Excuse me. Simplicity now. The Reyna Cassia, both tanks, both assassins, sorry, who can tank through a little bit of that burst damage that Simplicity offers, so it makes a bit of sense there. And Simplicity, they bring out the Hanzo. They are going to put Rexar in that off lane, and Hanzo coming in to assist the team. I like it. So yes, oh, accidental double swap there. So yes, Cure. They keep double swapping. There we go. Cure is playing the Rexar. Hosty on the Hanzo. Tychus once again played by Lutano. Overall, I think I prefer Simplicity's draft again. I'm concerned about the squishiness of the draft of Granit Gaming. Yes, of course, there's a lot of percentage damage on the board, which squishy heroes are okay against because they're equally as good as big tanky heroes, but I'm still concerned about their actual lack of sustain in a lot of these fights. If they get burst, they don't really have a huge reaction to that until Angelic Armaments comes online. So I'm leaning a little bit further towards Simplicity here. Their draft is very sensible, very synergistic. It's good for snowballing very quickly and getting a good early lead. Let's talk about it as we head into game number 2 of this best of 5 series. Let's get this rolling. On the left, it is Simplicity, Hosty Hanzo, Legacy Brightwing, Cure Rexar, Lutano Tychus, and it's Masquerade on the Diablo. On the right, Svemgrotza Imperius, Svemgrotza Sonya, Skoog Imperius, Henning on the Stukov, Nick, Cassia, and Yasu Reyna. Let's get this started. Ooh, even as a main tank Imperius, we still see Burn the Impure coming in for Imperius. Percentage damage. No cooldown reduction on the stuns. They are here for bursts. They are not looking to get a second chance. They just want to make sure that whoever they get, they can kill. And that's the attempt there onto Masquerade, who will tank through. Still tanky enough to survive this burst at this stage of the game. Ace in the hole for Reyna. They're really committed to killing their targets here. Slam build Sonya, the one that can, beat Rexar if they have the potential. Masquerade and Lutano are both here, but a very patient Sonya sets that up. Oh, hello, Masquerade. He charges, but can he get out? Henning arrives in time. Here comes the teleport from Brightwing. Big heal. Celestial charge doesn't land. Sonya dies. Lutano went for the engage anyway. Masquerade is dying, and he still commits it. The bear will go down. That is first blood for Simplicity. And a simple bear kill going over to Granit Gaming. Simplicity. Less aggressive than Granit Gaming here, but still able to capitalize a little bit better. Skoog caught on the rotation again, trying the same thing. He's going to try and turn this round. Good damage onto Masquerade. Double bear stun. Big grenade damage with that great melting point. Sorry, that quarterback as Imperius goes down. Legacy rotating in this time with the polymorph. Sets that up. Simplicity. They're punishing the aggression of Granit Gaming. 2 kills to 0 now. They're able to rotate a little bit better, catch people in places they shouldn't be. They're going to make their way up top. Excuse me. Samgrotta hovering around. Doesn't want to step up. You can see he's scared. He wants to be playing up. He wants to be playing in the minion wave to get those great trades, but he's so scared of everything that could be here. Stable Anomaly, Celestial Charge. They're looking for Masquerade. This time they get the Lurking Arm. Brightwing makes her way in, and Masquerade lives again. Everything was just used there by Granit Gaming, and they still can't get a kill. Half-level lead in favor of Simplicity. Here comes the bear charge. Nick is in danger. He drops his own self-heal. Henning heals up. Skoog and Nick both get out. Fudge Garmin now on board. It will help a lot in this game. Another double bear stun. Skoog comes in to try and sustain grenade. Not enough to kill off Nick, but Henning is body blocked and taken out. Brightwing stun removes the slow from that reactor ballista pause. And oh, Yasu! That was brave! And brave is not always smart, but he does get out as the Dragonite is snuck away by Granit Gaming. Cheeky! The greed of Simplicity showing in this fight as they are forced to back up. Hosty for freedom leaps away. Dragon Breath does a little bit of damage, but they are very zoned out. They still took that fight down. They still lost that fight. So, yes, they have the Dragon Knight, but that Dragon Knight is right now more set dressing than anything else. Stukov makes his way top for the soak. We can see that Raider getting the experience down in bot lane. Goodbye, Bear. They will be zoned away. Charge onto Yasu. Oh, he gets out. Grenade attempted. They were hoping for level 7 before that. If he had Melting Point and had landed that, he might have got the kill. He did not have Melting Point, and he also missed. So in this case, nothing is achieved. Speaking nothing is achieved, only 1 tower is taken by this. Celestial Charge is land. Here comes Nick. Ooh, the Fed finds the angle. Not enough for a kill, though. 22 stacks on that Thunder Fury. Three kills to 0 right now. Lutano has started on the Merc camp, beginning a little bit of extra value for his team. Going to get some help out. Legacy will begin to top him up as the Bear will take over tanking, and with Melting Point, they clear that out very quickly. Sonya doing the same on the other side. Another Battle Rage Sonya going for a mercenary clear style. You can see she's not spinning on the objective here, focusing on slams because it's actually with the AoE a faster wave cleared style for her than the usual whirlwind technique. She's able to get a lot more damage very quickly onto individual Merc camps to try and clear fast. She takes more damage, but overall it's going to make sure she has the camp faster. Invade from Simplicity. Masquerade gonna zone out. Do they know? Henning knows, sees that, and now so does Yasu. But Yasu ain't knowing nothing anymore because he dead. We'll be respawning in 17 seconds, but yet another kill going over to Simplicity. 4 kills to 0. Setting up, Yasu thought he could step up, but Henning did not see Diablo, and Yasu still face checks the bush. The mistake was made, and they were punished for it. Not a huge amount he could do, though. The penetrating round would have been useful on the objective. It was best to save it. His better option in this case would have been to wait and to make sure that he did not lose his life. Nick clearing out the minion wave. Level 10 is available, half a level away for the side of Granit Gaming. Camp going to be cleaned up, stolen by Simplicity once again. They have so much potential on the map. Granit Gaming clearing out the minions. Keeping control as level 10 on the line. We're going to see the Angelic Armaments, Hyperion, Ball Lightning, Massive Shove, and Wrath of the Berserker this time. They go in, Skoog dives Masquerade, going to take a huge amount of damage. There's the APOC, big stun onto Henning, who is body blocked out. Here comes Legacy for the sustain onto Masquerade, and they all get away. Simplicity grab the kills. They're looking for more. Big stun onto Skoog. The Polymorph prevents the charge. They even want Nick or Yasu. They get Yasu with the Odin. Nick will survive. The bear goes down, but a convincing fight again. Simplicity. 7 kills to 0. And Granit Gaming, they are looking helpless. They have to pull off a miracle. They have to pull off such a play to make them way back into this. Double altar looks like it will be, double shrine looks like it will be channeled soon by Simplicity, as we already see Cure making his way back up to top. Full level lead for Simplicity. Lutano clearing out the minions. Skoog dashes away. Finally, we're seeing them dive in for a kill. Bot is captured by Nick. That will prevent the Dragon Knight. Shots coming out from Hosty. Trying to find someone. Trying to get a little bit of damage. As they will back away. Nick does not want to be where he is. There's the charge. Grenade landed. Damage is there. Polymorph, Dragon Arrow, APOC. Gone. Everything chained beautifully. Skoog really looking for a wraparound, but Cure was positioned perfectly, and Skoog may lose his life for this. No. Hosty unable to find the kill. Odin is popped. Diablo Masquerade going to recapture bot lane. That's going to be a double channel. Top is being rushed to as fast as possible by Sonya. Their one chance to stop this Dragon Knight from going over to Simplicity is Sonya. She doesn't channel. She doesn't step on the point. They give it up. And that's going to be the Dragon Knight going over to Simplicity. Odin already being used to clear this out, to set up this push. Melting Point is used onto Yasu. The slight issue is the fact that, yep, that's a lot of damage. The team is still a little bit split, so Simplicity not going to go hyper-aggressive with this Dragon Knight. Sonya in position. They might try and make a play. They're actually just going to use the Dragon Knight for wave clear. It's going to be a 5v4 in favor of Granit Gaming. This is their chance to get a fight. Legacy gets out, keeps Masquerade alive, and they disengaged. They're getting top XP with the Dragon Knight. The classic split push soak Dragon Knight. It's going to get some top experience and try and go for the top 4 because everyone is busy. But everyone else in Simplicity, they stayed alive. They're being patient. They're just ready to push in more mid. Now that there's a distraction in top lane, they can just get more value mid. Dragon Knight will fall. The simple knockback from the Dragon Knight explosion itself is enough to keep it alive. And finally, Granit Gaming, they're going to get their own siege camp. Victory! It's the small victories sometimes that you need to get yourself back into the game. That's going to be pressure onto the bottom lane. And Simplicity, they are prepared to give up their own camp if needed, but they don't want to. Teams rotating in. Dragon Arrow hits the backline. Apocalypse timed beautifully. They get the camp. Skoog still in combat here, trying to tank through. Henning is low. The Odin is melting fools. Ball Lightning wrecks the backline, but with Skoog already dead, that is a very convincingly won fight. They're even actually going to try and chase down Yasuo. He's got Giddy up. He's as fast, fam. He's really trying to run for it. Bear coming in. Distracted by minion wave. Stun lands. And that is Yasuo gone. Massive Shove does not land either. Masquerade unable to find any more kills. The Critterize being used, by the way, from Brightwing to take that out. They're going to use the Bear to tank mid, and that is an easy cap. You can see the Bear only being brought down to -5 armor because of that Hunter-Gatherer being fully stacked. They're able just to tank through the damage with that extra 15 armor, mitigating most of the fort damage. Very good value. Cruiser camps being taken by both teams. Simplicity getting a double, crapping bot with their 3-man while Brightwing ported back to base. And we see Rexar grabbing his own over here. Invade is possible from the members of Granit Gaming. They just have to go in though. They see it. They choose not to. The only play they could have made there would have been Skoog diving over the wall with a Celestial Charge, but Reyna was not in place to do that. Right now, he's literally hiding in a bush, denying vision. Now he sees enemies up top. He knows he's safe to grab and clear that bottom cap. The positioning is made. Top going to be controlled. A very, very risky step up by Masquerade to look to see if he could grab bot, but will be zoned away by Skoog. But with the rest of the team rotating down, easy double cap. No one in position. That's just it. That's going to be Simplicity grabbing the Dragon Knight. They're going to push in bot lane now. Simplicity. Very smart by Granit, honestly. Granit should not have fought that. They could have maybe delayed by rotating, but it's just way more sensible for them just to play back, play safe, and just make sure that they have 16 to try and contest on the next team fight, because they are having troubles. Their way forward. Odin is dropped. 3-16 still for Granit Gaming. They're trying to zone as best they can, but they're not soaking anything. Bruiser Cap top lane is going to take out the fort. Goodbye, Skoog. Percentage damage removed from this fight. Dragon Knight is doing as much as it can. Keep will fall. Value is gained. Can they get anything else? 16 just around the corner. There's massive shove. Will unleash the balls. Dragon Arrow, APOC, and just as 16 hits, they get deleted. With Reyna down, Grotta surrounded, they are taken out. And this may just be game over. The Bear is slain. Hosty goes straight for the core, trying to snipe heroes on the way. 29 seconds until Reyna is back. Massive shove is used. They begin to do damage to the core, but they also really want Henning and Nick. Stuns. 2-hit cure. They're not positioned great here. Skoog is back. He's ready to fight. Focus down. And that's what happens when you step up versus Tychus. He gets absolutely eaten. We see the focus onto Nick. He's desperately trying to tag through and buy time. He makes it to the base, but Henning does not. That is game number 2. They can try and defend, but there's no they can do to survive this, as we will see Simplicity take game number 2, and it's now match point in favor of Simplicity. And to answer your question, Jade Oceans, no. There has not been a bad Dragon Arrow APOC combo yet. They have nailed basically every single one. It's pretty decent. Good job, Simplicity. They are now 1 game away from making their way into round 3 into the games tomorrow, where they will play against Sidestep Kings if they can win that next game. 1 kill was achieved. They did it. They got Rexar in the end. That is going to be a very good game for Simplicity. 15-1 in their favor. Granit Gaming really starting to struggle here. Really trying their best, but they can't seem to find their footing like they could in the first series of today. Simplicity are a different beast. They are aggressive. They are snowbally, and they are picking up wins. Simplicity looking to be the favorites to make their way into the third series, which will be taking place tomorrow. As you can see, we have... Oh, never mind. Goodbye, talents. There wasn't anything too out of the ordinary there, so that is fine. Let's have a look again at what the teams are playing for. As you can see, there is 1 spot left in the finals, in the final playoff set. We are in the gauntlet phase of the playoffs right now. With only 4 teams remaining in the gauntlet, who will join to play with crowd control, Wild Heart, and Oxygen? Will it be Simplicity? Will it be Granit Gaming? If it is either of those, they still have to fight through Sidestep Kings and 30k. Those are our teams. Winner of Simplicity versus Granit will play against Sidestep Kings. Winner of that against 30k. And then we'll be into our bracket phase, where they will join Oxygen, Crowd Control, and Wild Heart Esports to decide who will be your first CCL champion. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be exciting. Who will be the victor? It's gonna be an exciting set of games. Make sure you tune in tomorrow. I will again be bringing them to you. Maybe I'll have fixed the replay system by then and worked out why it ain't working. But either way, it's going to be a fun set of games. Thank you for choosing me as your streamer for today, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you're enjoying. If you are enjoying, maybe consider dropping a subscription or a donation via Twitch, Streamlabs, or YouTube membership system. Just any support you give is appreciated because I am poor. Maybe buy some merch. There's a merch shop down there. Some really nice stuff on it. Not this shirt. This was given to me by Jinxie Cat's mum because she's lovely. And I like this shirt. It's got flamingos on it. It's lovely indeed. Alrighty, so the mainstream has gone on a break, so let's talk about some players. We talked about Legacy earlier, so we already have a CCL. We already have someone from Simplicity talked about here. Let's talk about Granit Gaming, and let's start off with Skoog here, the tank, who has been having a little bit of a rough series so far. Been punished quite a few times while playing the squishier tanks, and seems to have had a little bit more of a rougher time. But he is a very experienced player. Back in 2017, he played in the Nexus Games Europe. That is the one that I cast, where he was able to play for Team Sweden, where they came second, losing to Team Poland back then. That Swedish roster was incredibly strong, if you remember. It was Rask, Skoog, Nuti, Daikan, Henning, and Coach Starzerg. So a very strong team set up there. And Team Poland, though, was Zadoon, Wolves, Mana, the StarCraft player, Gugus, and Razuf, which is an insane... Sorry, Zhuf, which is an insane setup. Really strong players there. But during HTC times, he did play in the Open Division with the team Skoog Support, very familiar name for those who might recognize it, which I believe means Forest Cake. We also have, they lost to ePlunks Black in the end, who were trying to qualify as well during the final year of HTC, and were unable to do so, coming second in week number 5. Once HTC was dead, All Hallows Cup came around, and Skoog Support made its return and played very, very well, but were able, in fact, to take the Hallows Cup number 2, hooray for All Hallows Cup, until eventually transitioning into Wind and Rain, which is, of course, the team that made it into Division S. They came third in the Division S for Europe, did a solid job. They came second in the Masters Clash Season 1, Season 2, of course, coming up quite soon, which should be quite exciting. And then winning Masters... Oh, sorry, that was Masters Clash Series 1. They then won, Masters Clash Finals 2019. So they won the offline event, beating Crystal Gaming. And then, of course, he played for a little bit for What Does the Photographer Say during the Heroes hype when they decided to actually do something for Europe or exist. Because I think they're dead now. I don't know. Not sure. During 2020, he's been more focused, of course, on CCL, hasn't done a huge amount since, but he has played in a couple things, coming in second in the EU in-house league, playing for the team Quacknix didn't register, and he then came third and second during the Meta Madness. Meta Madness number 4 for number 3, for Team Hasselobs, and Meta Madness number 4 for Team Lauber. So third and second, so in theory, Meta Madness number 5, he should win. Easy peas. Just be good, Fivehead. Just get it. But either way, there is potential. This player has played for a lot of very solid teams. Skoog Support. Go next. What does the photographer say? Wind and Rain. And of course, now Granit Gaming. He's been a solid tank for years now and still has the potential to grow and continue to just show how insane of a player he is. But for now, he's got to pull off a reverse sweep because right now, Granit Gaming find themselves in the same position that Simplicity did in the previous series. Sorry, not Simplicity, where Chili Mountain did in the previous series, where they are up against the wall But now it's their turn to see if they can turn it round and score the three games in a row to make the series a 2-3 in their favor. Can they do it? It's going to be hard because Simplicity have been dominant. They have unleashed, I think, a total... Yes, so far, Simplicity have dropped 2 kills this series. They have died twice. That's impressive. It's going to be a tough fight for Granit Gaming to make their way back into this, but they gotta show up. They gotta show up to be in with a chance of making their way into the playoff bracket and finish above 7th in the CCL inaugural season. We're going to be getting ready to jump into that as soon as possible. Mainstream's having a natter, so we will be just getting ready for them and waiting for them to get set up. Let's make sure McLean feed is live. Make sure it's caught up so I'm not too far behind, because of course we have been having our small issues with lag today, but it's not so bad. Sure, it would be easier if I was in game, but somehow the CCL require 6 people to be in game at one time. In fair, that's 2 observers. 2 observers and both casters, but that's still a lot. They still have 2 slots left. I know one's an admin. I guess they probably have 2 admins. Or maybe they're bringing in Dora as well. We'll see. Yeah, I think they bring in Dora as well, because when Baha was the host, he was in all the games as well, for reasons. But either way, we're getting ready, ladies and gentlemen, to jump into game number 3 as soon as possible. Mainstream, grrr, shake fist. While we're here, I guess I'll do some more plugging and selling out. Make sure to drop a sub or a donation if you're watching on Twitch or YouTube. We're trying to hit 100 subs on Twitch again. We're at 59 today. Thank you, everyone who's been so generous. We haven't had 59 subs today, as in we are at 59 total subs. Thank you all very much for your support. If you're on YouTube, also sub. I'm aiming for 4K subs in 2021, so make sure that you drop a subscription there. We're over 3K right now. Let's see if we can get up to 4K. I would like that. We've been at 3K for like 3 years, so I haven't been doing much on YouTube, but all this casting's going up there, so jump over there. youtube.com/Tetcher. Drop a sub. Feels good. I actually have a really good sub rating, but I believe it is a situation where most of you who watch are already subbed. There's a couple of you that aren't, so go and check that out. I have what most people really want. Battlefield is going to be the next map. Cool to see. So we'll be getting ready to head into that momentarily. This is, of course, picked by Simplicity, as Granit Gaming have opted for first pick and first ban. Battlefield of Eternity will be the next map in this series, and potentially the final one, if Granit Gaming cannot make their way back in. There is also, and I will post it here again, a poll for the CCL Awards show, which is very exciting, quite frankly. I think that's quite cool. You can vote for your favorite players, favorite moments, and so much more. But what you can also vote for is your favorite co-streamer. You don't have to vote for me, but if you want to fill it in, it is appreciated. You don't even have to vote for every category. You can put NA in any box that you don't have an answer for. So you don't have to vote in every category, but if you want to vote, I think it's cool. Let's get these players recognized. If you want to vote for me, it's very appreciated. There's some good other co-streamers out there. If not, so I will understand. But have a vote. Let's see if we can get some attention. A lot of you keep saying Tetcher should be casting the mainstream. If you maybe show them that I'm your favorite co-streamer, maybe that'll change something. Who knows? People who have money like ignoring me. So we'll just do with what we can with what we have. But if you want to help, that's the way you can do it. So consider it. As we get ready to jump into game number 3, they've showed us the map a while ago, and we still have no draft. I get the feeling we're in a draft. Hang on, studio mode, mainstream. No, there's chatting. There's chatting. We're not back in the draft yet. So, oh, there it is. Alrighty, let's head into the draft, ladies and gentlemen. Battlefield of Eternity is our third and potentially last map of the day. Unless Granit Gaming can pull off quite the comeback. Let's see what they can do. They are, of course, first pick and first ban, with Simplicity choosing to take us to the battlefield. Nothing too surprising so far. Staying pretty neutral. Who's banning Medivh? Who has the honor today? It's going to be Simplicity. Shouldn't really be a question. Although Medivh, of course, did get his way all the way through the last series. Ooh, he makes it through this time too. That's interesting. Do Granit Gaming have their Medivh player? They quick pick Cassia. They're very brave. 100% win rate over 2 games for Granit Gaming. 100% over 1 game for Simplicity. Do Simplicity bite? Do they take the Medivh? It's been let through. Was this a mistake? It was. Medivh's online, and I am tempted to call it GG right there. We'll have to see. In terms of CCL games, Medivh has a solid 72% win rate. That is the, hang on, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7th highest win rate in the game. Over 18 games played, he has won 72% of them. That is a 13-5 in terms of win-losses. The only heroes above him, Karazim, 27 games played, 20 wins, 7 losses. Arthas, 3 wins, 1 loss, a 75% win rate. And then all the rest of these heroes have a 100% win rate. Murky with 1 game, Cho'Gall with 3, and Lunara with 4. Those are the only heroes better than Medivh. And only one of them has been played more than Medivh, and that is Karazim. Stukov Sonya, a very solid setup there. Tychus going to be removed. It would be a good counter to Diablo. They could have picked it themselves, but with Medivh on the board, they needed something that is a bit more effective as a hyper carry, and that can help them on the race. I like the Tychus being removed. It would give them a rough time. Great grenades for the portals, could shut them down quite hard. Malthael banned away. Malthael with Medivh is very scary, so very sensible to be removed. So, Simplicity. They have Medivh, they have Diablo, Malfurion. Malfurion could be good here, so could Brightwing for follow-up burst as their supports. And then damage dealers. Li Ming. We're talking Vala. It's a Vala! And they brought Lucio. Vala, great race, a fantastic hyper carry hero who can carry the damage output because Medivh takes a little bit to get going. This is smart. Now they just need their offlane. They're going all in on keeping the damage coming. And Vala is the highest damage output for a hyper carry hero. One of the only heroes who can actually just kill a team. But she is very squishy. Medivh will help with this. There's Varian, and there's Genji. Very smart by Granit Gaming. They realize what the threats are. Medivh, Vala, backliners. What do? Someone who can hold the front line still and kill the backline. The taunt on Medivh, very strong. They're stealing a bit of a strategy from Chili Mountain with this Varian. They do play it themselves, of course. But in this case, it could be a real clutch pick. And that Genji, once again for Yasuo, to try and kill that backliner. Final pick for Simplicity, their offlaner. They pick the Yrel. Nothing too out of the ordinary here. A little bit of disengage, someone who's very independent. Rest of the team is very focused on that 4-man. Yrel can just do a lot on her own. Doesn't have to worry about getting caught out too much because she will survive. And of course, it's some good disruption for Genji. It's a smart setup, but I still think Simplicity may have this. It's a Medivh. There's only so much you can do here. I know. I think I'm leaning towards Simplicity. I think they may have this. The ability to portal in and just get those kills. Genji is very reliant on resets a lot of the time if he doesn't have the protection, which there's no Anduin to pull him out this time if he gets caught. I think I'm leaning towards Simplicity. Granit Gaming are going to have to snowball this very hard to just reset kills by timing this against the force of will, which is very hard to do. It's going to be difficult, but let's see if they can do it. But first, introducing the team that is currently 2-0 up in this series. It is Simplicity. Hosty on the Medivh, Masquerade on Diablo, Cure on Yrel, Legacy on the Lucio, and Lutano is playing the Vala. On the right, Granit Gaming. Look for the reverse sweep. Nick on the Cassia, Yasuo on the Genji. We see Svamgrota on the Sonya, Henning on the Stukov, and Skoog is playing the Varian. Let's get this going. Let's get this going. Charge strikes for the Cassia. Valor still going with a Hungering Arrow-based build. They're not going to commit to anything fancy like a multi-shot build, a big hyper carry build. They still are happy with the race. A big rotation. I don't think that was spotted. Yasu's right there. Here comes Masquerade. I don't know if Grota saw this. They found Yasu. Bad place to be. Charge 1. Stun 2. Knockback 1. And there he goes. Gets out of danger. Valor not in position for the kill there. It's going to be a full lane swap here with the 4-man in top lane for simplicity. That does, however, leave Yrel very low, who nearly dies in the bot lane. Here comes Yasu, very deep. One flip and he would have been toast. He's able to get out. We had a bit quick stutter. That's probably on my side. My apologies. Masquerade holding. Waiting for his opportunity to strike. Looks for Yasu. Finds the weirdest corner of terrain. Yasu is able to dash away. That did not look like terrain to me, and yet was still stunned, but okay. Okay, Blizzard. Fort being taken out. No, is your name Blizzard? Sorry, my phone decided to activate. Shut up! We're going to see the waves being cleared out. Giving themselves a little space. Sorry, just making sure everything's fine. Alright, we're good. Top is still being sieged. Yrel is at half health. She is taking a little bit of damage. I would love to see the health of bot lane right now because top is where all the attention seems to be. Posty going to mount back up. Stay sustained. There we go. So yeah, towers down in bot lane. That's not too bad. Kyo's has been holding this quite well. I am surprised. Level 4 just around the corner, though, which is going to make it a lot harder for Kyo, who's already getting slowed. But the second that taunt comes online, he will be in trouble, which is why we do see help coming in. Lurking Arm and the bio-kill switch on the weighted pustule is dropped there. Level 1's Portal Mastery, Dauntless, the full Hungering Arrow build for the Valor. They look for Henning. Again, Simplicity, very aggressive, but they're not a 4-man this time. They're not actually able to find all the kills. There's the Varian taunt online. He is main tank Varian now. Full slam build Sonya. There's the portal. Masquerade gets out of danger. Keeps him alive. They take control, take everything down. Yasu takes a little bit of damage. How many stacks are we on for Medivh? 14 so far. Make that still 14. Apparently that didn't hit. I don't know how that didn't hit, but it didn't. Camps taken by both teams, slightly faster by Granit Gaming as Sonya keeps pushing. Defensive position by Simplicity. They look for Varian fighting inside the silence. Masquerade portals into the back to see if we can get Henning. Doesn't have any cooldowns though, can't do so. Yasu keeps the pressure on. Skoog dancing in and out, looking for a chance to try and set someone up. Charge. Nick not hitting the wall, and Masquerade is in serious trouble for not getting that stun. He's taken out. Cure comes in from the side, but that is going to be the kill onto Masquerade. The first blood of the game goes over to Granit Gaming. Skoog has nothing left though, barely survived. Same with Yasu, no health left, but they still fight. Double kill going over to Granit Gaming, and finally Granit Gaming take an advantage. They have literally equaled their kill count in this entire series in one game. Good job. A little bit of pressure being traded back and forth here. Dano poking away. Mortal very much in favor of Granit Gaming because they won the fight real hard. If we keep getting these stutters, I will do a quick refresh for you all because this is a little rough. I don't know if it's on my side or their side. All my resources on my computer seem to be fine, so I'm assuming it's their side, but I will still give you a refresh to be sure. Here comes the Immortal. Making its way into hell. Alright, but once this Immortal goes down, I will have a quick refresh to try and fix all these freezes. That's great. Poking in, holding the line for the moment. And Immortal. Shield is down back into melee mode. It will easily tear through what is left of this fort. Here's the counter charge from Masquerade. Masquerade a little bit out of position though this time. He's getting focused down pretty hard. There's the surge of light coming in from Cassia, and Diablo tries to make it to the portal, but it's completely isolated. He tries to get the turnaround onto Henning, unable to do so as Cure dives the backline, taunted immediately. No level 10s, so no one defender force of will to try to stay alive to dive the backline, try to get out of Skoog. Skoog blocked by Nick, keeps him alive. Lutano is turned on, Cure is down. Reactor Ballista Pulse eats him. Medivh gets out of there. The Raven Familiar, a little bit of extra burst, but that was dominant by Granit Gaming. 5 kills to 0. It's their turn to snowball this time. Flip over the wall. Gonna get Skoog. Shots coming in. Down goes Medivh. Down goes Lucio. Medivh is stacked. Skoog got out. I am amazed. We might finally see the first kill. Yasuo dashes. One job from Cure, he doesn't have it. Level 10's online, and Granit Gaming are 7 kills to 0. Alright, we're going to have a very quick refresh here, everybody, so my apologies. F5. Play. And hopefully that'll fix it. We've been having quite a few stutters. Hopefully that fixes it. So. Granit Gaming, they clean everything up. Regain control. There you go, that's much better. Here's it on my side. Force of Will used on Masquerade there. He has 79 souls, not even fully stacked yet. X-Strike X-Strike Genji this game. A Warbringer variant cooldown reduction. Could go for the percentage damage later on, and if not, still a nice little escape talent. And the majority of the damage is going to be coming in from Vala, so he's just trying to block those auto attacks. Make their way in. Ball Lightning. No Valkyries this day at all. Those picks are so strong, and in this game, definitely a Ball Lightning game. Would have liked to see Valkyrie in the previous game, maybe. Yasuo. Not hit by the full Shadow Charge stun. Deflect blocks a lot of damage, and they're going to steal this camp. Granit Gaming, they are dominantly ahead. No level 10, a full level away for Simplicity, and as such, Granit Gaming are absolutely eating through this Immortal to hold their lead convincingly. It's looking very, very good for Granit Gaming right now, as they have a one defensive position, aka Skoog, in the race. That's just going to be absolutely wrecked. Medivh trying to get some split soak. They're really just trying to get the double value. Portals out before Simgadota gets in range to put him in danger. Cam is aggro just in time. Varian and Cassia abusing their dash abilities to get around that wall quicker. Going to make their way down into the bot lane. They have full control. Level 10 finally online for Simplicity on Defender. Sound Barrier. Apocalypse. Rain of Vengeance. Leyline Seal. Cure jumps in. They're going to go for the wraparound play. Hosty's in position. Leyline catches 3 members. Apocalypse grabs 2. That's good enough as they try to focus onto Nick, trying to take him out early. But the blind is so good. Sound Barrier keeps him alive, but Lutano is taken out by Genji. They did get the Cassia in the end. Nick did go down. Hosty trying to do some damage of his own, but he's focused down. The Sonya damage is too much. Yasuo, he's very low in this fight, but the slow from Skoog stops Masquerade from getting to him. Masquerade's really giving his all to try and get this. The B-step from Yasuo, and down goes Diablo. Souls are burned, and another well-won fight. A 3-for-1 in favor of Granit Gaming. The Immortals in melee mode, but they are heading it straight for a keep. There's a bruiser camp in top lane. Yasuo, Hungry Arrow, nearly finishes him off, able to heal him up. Granit Gaming, where have they been? Finally a kill for Simplicity, their first one of the day. They try to dive in, they burn the taunt early though. Cure, able to survive with the Force of Will, just gets the portal out of there, so no taunt to stop him escaping. Shattering throw from Varian. Interesting. Going with a little bit of extra damage on the shield of Lucio, so they have a better chance of finishing off their target. No escape for Sonya. Gloves of Alacrity. Way of the Shimada. And of course, the Virulent Reaction. It's so rare to see any other talent on that level because the root is really strong. Found a target, Simplicity. Playing a little more aggressively now that they have their level 10s, even though there are still a talent behind. They're still looking for stuff. Charge doesn't land. They don't land the stun. Yasu immediately in the back line. Lutano's in danger. Legacy forced to take a big wraparound to get to his team. Portal keeps them alive, but that keep ain't looking so hot. Look to make their way back in, but Valor is not with them. This is just a distraction. Valor ports all the way back to base. Ley line. Valor will be here in time to capitalize on this. Apocalypse is landed. It is good, but with the push away, they don't have Yrel. He's going to run into the base to get the mount up quickly. Sound barrier keeps the Medivh alive. If they go for a turnaround, Yasu is low, taking shots from the keep. They get the kill. Diving on the Scoop for the big slow, knocks him into the keep frame as they take him down with a flip from Masquerade. Scoop is holding, though, with the sustain from Hennig. There's the Art Defender onto the back line as we do see Scoop finally dropping down. Scoop, Cure with the slow onto the rest of the team. Lutano dodging the damage of Nick. Hennig is low. Cure backs away, finished off with a bio kill switch as Masquerade is turned on. Hennig is able to survive. Masquerade dancing through the portal to survive. Legacy, everyone is low, but they still win the fight. Simplicity able to hold that through. Simplicity win the fight, but they all gotta get health. They all gotta get mana. A long and arduous fight, but they did win it. The micro was in their favor that time as they were able to take that in their favor. Making their way onto the Immortal. Burn their way through that. Siege camp taken by Granit Gaming as they respawn. They want some counter map pressure. That is pushing into a keep. All the keeps are already weakened. Halftime show is got by Simplicity, though. They, of course, have that Valor. They have a huge race potential here. Double shots coming in. They're going to try and get Yasu. The stun combo was good. Not enough to finish the job. Here comes the rest of Granit Gaming. Leyline sets it up. A pog, and it's good. Free-man stun as they look for Hennig to finish him off. Reactor Ballista pulls. There's a huge amount of damage. Hennig is barely able to escape. That's bad news with the healer still alive and Diablo dead. It's going to be Medivh taken out. Now they can see Granit Gaming sustaining. We have the heals as we will see the retreat out of Simplicity. Cure is looking rough. He will survive this barely from the slam of Grotta. That Immortal, it's still low. They're gonna counter race. They're gonna not steal the camp. They were thinking about stealing the camp, but they've gotta race the Immortal. It's only gonna take Valor like 2 shots. They're just trying to run it down. There's no way for Simplicity to know how many people are on this Immortal. Valor's still gonna try to step up. She's gonna try and make it. Multi-shot over. Hungering arrow from over the wall. 1, 2. The bounces are good. It's gonna get it. Simplicity, they buy themselves some time by sniping that away. They give themselves a little bit of breathing room. That gives them a lot more time. This will help them a lot. Let's see what Granit Gaming can do with it, can do in terms of clear. The answer is a lot. It will be very quick. Simplicity, what do they gain from this? Try and push in top lane. Give themselves a little bit of leeway, a little bit of breathing room. They will also get level 16 if they take this fort, which they will. In the meantime, though, counter push in the bot lane. Medivh sees this all. I think this will be a fort and a port. Yep. Oh, fort and run. They don't actually port. We do see Sonya port. We do see Yrel porting. Portal is used. There's the taunt. That is going to be one dead Medivh. Sound barrier way too late. They got the fort. Cure ported back. Everyone else ran. Medivh tried to buy time with the ley line. They don't even burn Apocalypse here. Cure trying to bully. Trying to delay. Multi-man stun. But that is the keep going down. Top keep ain't looking so hot either. Could be taken out at any moment. Granit Gaming still in control, looking to maybe begin the reverse sweep as they clear out the Bruiser camp. Level 16 available for both teams, though. Up the frequency for Lucio. Max sustain. Cooldown reduction on the Heroic for the Medivh. The reset on the Shadow Charge for Diablo, going for a more stun focus as opposed to a double overpower build. going to be very good for those tight, enclosed spaces. Top going to be cleaned out. More pressure on top, the better, which is why we see Sonya making her way up. Again, it's another Battle Rage Sonya. If she can just eat her way through that camp, then they have more potential to set themselves up for another keep later on. Hosty sees it, and there's F all he can do about it. There's now 2 camps pushing top, meaning that Simplicity cannot start the Immortal. They kind of just have to rotate top and maybe get caught out if they're not careful of Skoog, but good vision by Medivh. Hosty sees everything. But now, that's going to be a good few seconds that Granit Gaming are going to get uncontested to race the Immortal. Masquerade and Hosty see this, but there is no way they contest. Banner and Dalaran being dropped here to add the race because they are committed to winning this as fast as possible. Get their head start before Valor gets those multi-shots. Entire Mercenary camp is cleaned up. Sonya dealing with the one in the bottom lane. Defensive position, Immortal resets. Luciano gets the double hungering arrow, takes a big chunk off that Immortal. Sonya has finished in with the camp, bottom 4 survives. It's a 2-level lead in favor of Granit Gaming, just over a level away from level 20. As he goes in, gets a little bit of a head start as they can see Cure in top lane. Leyline. APOG. It's timed not very well. Genji gets out of it this time, but they do get Nick, who is able to retreat to the backline. Good multi-shot from Valor, doing a huge amount of damage. Cure is causing a lot of distraction on the backline. Leyline, that's interesting, catches the Skoog on the backline, but the stun does not land. The follow-up from Masquerade. Yasu is low. Ball Lightning. They are very grouped up. Hosty and Lutano are dropped, and suddenly there's no damage needed because they're forced to split. As we see Masquerade try to hold the line, but with Cure gone, they don't have a second backup as down goes Masquerade. Souls are dropped. He will be back, but that is only 1 kill for Simplicity in exchange for 2. Can Diablo make it back in time for them to try and turn this round? The Immortal is going down. They portal their way in. Diablo's on the way. He can try this. That's a very low legacy, but they still make the play. They're trying for it. Leyline. Can they get something? Charge onto Lutano. He vaults for freedom. He's got no mana left, and they get nothing. 4v4. Retreat is in order as Granit Gaming stay alive. Simplicity, they barely hold. If that had been a counter kill from Simplicity, with the Diablo coming back with no souls, they maybe could have turned that fight and taken it. But Granit Gaming, they are able to disengage, and as such, they keep it even. They keep the lead, as we see Cure not able to join his team. He's on his way now, but as Katas pushing in for the core, 2 catapults about to arrive. One is distracted by a fountain, but there's about to be 2 catapults on the core. Minion wave not spawning for quite a while. This could be a problem. The shield is taking damage. Medivh just makes it out of the boss stun, but Legacy does not. Down he goes. Cure portals out. Leyline disables as a disengage. But Masquerade, he has no souls this time. Down he goes to Nick, and that might just be it, folks, as Fabgrotta picks off Lutano. Cure is able to get away. The extra spear range from Sonya on level 20. The composite spear for the engage. The extra deflect damage from the Genji. The keep shall fall. The core shield did survive, but it won't for much longer as Granit Gaming look to begin a reverse sweep, ladies and gentlemen. 19 kills to 5 as they make their way in for the core. Cure, the last defense. Medivh was part of the defense. He lay lines. He's buying time. Down he goes. But it's not going to be enough. Lucio's the next to spawn. There's nothing he can do to stop this. The Immortal is untouched. That shall be GG. The score moves 2-1 as Granit Gaming keep their hopes in the playoffs alive and begin what could be the reverse sweep. Granit Gaming will not go quietly into that good night. They are here to fight. They are here to play. Let's see if they can make it happen, if they can live the dream and make their way into this series, because that was very convincing. At the end, there was a couple times Simplicity looked like they might make it back, but Granit Gaming crushed through the Genji, crushed through the entire series there, the entire game. And see at the end, Hosty actually did more damage than Valor in that game, in the team fights. Valor very focused on that single target race build, and it did help. But in the team fights, they were out-sustained and out-dived. Granit Gaming just chasing for that single target burst. So rewarding versus the rest of the team, and the actual pressure that Genji and Sonya, Yasuo and Svamgrota did on that backline was insane. They even went for the cooldown reduction on the deflect, the perfect defense, and the I never remember this. I never remember the name of this talent. The deflect hits all enemies talent, which is a big talent for them here, so they could get a lot of extra damage in those team fights. Very well done. With that, the score is 2-1. Still match point for Simplicity, but Granit Gaming, they aren't going down yet. They're still fighting. They still want their spot. Winner of this, remember, plays against Sidestep Kings tomorrow. That's starting at 9 PM British time tomorrow, so 10 PM Central European time if you're watching me from the European lands. And there's probably some, and the times for the Americans, hang on, I have them here actually. The times for the Americans are 4 PM EST. So make sure that you tune in and check out the games there. I will be bringing you them again here on twitch.tv/Tetcher. If you're enjoying the games, consider dropping that subscription or at least a follow so you can see when I go live. We're trying to hit 100 subs in 2021. We're at 59 already, so let's see if we can keep getting there. And we're also trying to hit 100 subs on Twitch and 4,000 on YouTube. So go to youtube.com/Tetcher and just hit that sub button. Make my day. Make my year. It's 2021. That's the goal. Just keep growing, keep getting good, and maybe get someone to notice me and pay me. That's the goal, obviously. We're going to keep working. Honestly, the dream of how my 2021 goes is I get to cast CCL with Grubby again. It was always some of my absolute favorite casting to do because he's such a delight and good person to cast with. My Open Division casts with him were always so entertaining and fun. If I got to cast with Grubby again in 2021, that would be a year for me. I would love that. He's a really nice person to hang out with. I would love that. So we will see. That's what I would want. And you can help with that. If you like that, idea, then help bring CCL's attention to me. There is currently a poll, which I am going to put in the chat for the CCL Awards. If you fancy voting for me in the co-streamer section, you can do that. And any of the things you don't want to vote for, then you can just put NA. So you don't have to fill in everything, even though they are required options. Potentially final map number 2, ladies and gentlemen, as we head into game number 4. Granit Gaming are taking us to Towers of Doom. Simplicity opting for first pick and first ban. So this could be it, ladies and gentlemen. We are getting ready for what could be a continuation of the reverse sweep, or Simplicity securing their place in the round number 3 of the gauntlet for HeroesCCL. Towers of Doom is the map. Let's get going into game number 4, ladies and gentlemen, of the HeroesCCL Gauntlet Playoffs. Let's start. Simplicity finally getting first pick. They've picked every map up to now until this. Let's see what they can do after we wait for players. Nailed it. All you gotta do is complain about stuff, and it happens, apparently. As we do see Simplicity starting off with the Diva ban. Keeping it simple. Uther going to be removed from Granit Gaming. Simplicity now. Hog is still available. Medivh is still available. Tychus. There's a lot of good options here. Where do they choose to go? Varian shall be removed. Sticking with that. That was a pretty big deal as to why Granit Gaming won that. Hogger is removed. Medivh is let through again. Will Simplicity bite? Will they take the bait? Or will they let it float on past? They're thinking about it. Do they take the Medivh? Do they take the Stukov? Do they take Diablo, perhaps? Do they take Tychus? They take Cassia. Cassia is taken to Granit Gaming bite. In almost a reverse of the last game. when Granit Gaming had the option for Medivh first. They chose Cassia. Will Granit Gaming make the mirror and pick Medivh for themselves? They get Tychus. And Stukov. Medivh makes it through again. Simplicity. It's still up. Do they care? Are they put off by that last game? Is it still an okay Medivh map? Rotational speed that he offers, very, very nice. Right wing and Johanna. Taking that Johanna away from Granit Gaming. Very interesting. The blinds for Tychus, very effective. Low cooldown CC to annoy Johanna. To annoy Stukov, sorry. Stop him lurking arming. Always welcome. Gives them a lot of good options there. Chromie should be taken out here. The Chromie's a solid option. It would be great siege on this map. Fantastic interrupts. And if Simplicity would be able to get it, they would be able to set up some beautiful stuff using Brightwing to keep Chromie safe, so they wouldn't have to worry too much about backline dive, because they can just polymorph it. It's a very sensible combo. Granit now. Yrel, they steal that away. First time Cure will not be on Yrel this series, as Muradin is coming in for Skoog. For very early picks in series number 1. Dropping down quite a lot as the drafting evolves from game to game. Granit Gaming grab that Muradin. Muradin's Johanna. Pretty okay for Muradin. She can interrupt his dwarf tosses, but he can sustain very effectively against her. Falstad Zeratul. Hyper aggressive from Simplicity. They pick Zeratul because he's great in terms of that backline focus, and he can still wave clear and double soak if needed. And Falstad can take over that duty, has the potential for bribe. They can even double bribe if they really wanted to. But they have a very macro-based comp with a very high potential for memeage later on with a burst wombo. There's, of course, the Void Prism Gust combo to split it. Wait, what? We're not going to see the last pick? Draft? Kira, thank you. Thank you, Observer. Kira's the final pick for Granit Gaming here. Is it going to be Yasuo on that Kira, or will it be Nick? Looks like they're letting Nick stay on the Kira this time. I think I like that. I've seen some better results from Nick's Kira, so Yasuo on that Tychus makes sense to me. A solid bit of damage. Kira versus Zeratul is an interesting matchup that can go well. It's going to become a very skill matchup. Alrighty. In terms of drafting, Granit is safer, but there's more potential on Simplicities. I think I'm going to lean to Simplicity, but that Kira is a good pick. Not my favorite, but I think it would work. I think it's okay for what they're trying to do here. They're trying to make something happen. They're trying to add a little bit of extra damage. Let's see if it's enough as we are heading into game number 4, ladies and gentlemen. On the left, Simplicity, Lutano Falstad, Cure, Zeratul, Masquerade on the Johanna, Hosty Cassia, and Legacy is going to be playing on that Brightwing. They are Simplicity. Of course, this one takes a while. On the right, Granit Gaming, Svamgrota Yrel, Henning Stukov, Yasuo. Going to be playing Tychus, Nick on the Kira, and Skoog is on the Muradin. I am Tetcher. I am your co-streamer commentator. We have at least one bribe. Only one this time. Bribing not picking her own. Can Granit Gaming continue their reverse sweep? Or will Simplicity close out this series? Stack not gained by Skoog. Try to predict Falstad. Shadow Hunter for Zeratul. Wants as many globes as possible. Get that cooldown reduction. Keep him mobile, keep him moving, means we're less likely to see a cleave build as Johanna becomes first blood. Granit Gaming picking up the first kill of the game with the help of that Kira. 7 stacks already gained for Cassia, though. That's decent. 1 stack for Muradin. They're going to try and just dive Svamgrota here. Cure and Lutano. And now Brightwing coming in. There's the poly with the extra teleport. They try to rush it down, but no. Skoog, in fact, comes in for a little bit of counter damage. Big damage onto Cure. Does he have Blink back up? Weighted pustule. They just cleanse him out. Remove the slow. Legacy getting rid of that. Full disengage. No more kills. Very exciting to see already. Very action-packed game. One stack on the Shadow Hunter of Zeratul, giving himself that little bit of extra value. Wants to just keep blinking. Again, we're less likely to see a cleave-based build because of this. Invade, coming in from Granit Gaming. Trying to steal it, but Yasu's taking a lot of damage on the backline. Yasu. Tano takes a lot of damage as well, trying to trade it out, but they're still fighting back and forth. Cure just ate a big hit there. Who's going to contest this? Johanna tries to delay. They try to finish Yasu. They get him. Hosty gets it, but has he just gone too deep? Hosty's focused down. Gets a big blind, but the damage from Nick is too much. That's going to be a 1-for-1 trade, but the camp was stolen by Granit Gaming, who are looking good here. They even look for Masquerade. Iron Skin has to be used. Hello? Hello? There we go. Okay, sure. Yeah, but classic game, by the way. This game was released like 4 years ago. Just as a reminder. Actually, more than that. It was released over 5 years ago. Almost 6 years ago at this point. So, good job, Liz. We're going to be seeing a static shield coming in from the Falstad. React a unstable anomaly, and it's damage. Zeratul going for Might and Nerazim style. Psionic Strength coming in here. Dealing damage to enemy heroes increases all damage dealt by 6% for 3 seconds, stacking up to 30. Excuse me. Triple ult phase. Zeratul going to grab the one on the left for his team. It's only 3v3 in bot lane, with both teams choosing to keep 2 people in lane. One each on an objective. Falstad's going to try and bribe top mercenary. Not going to be able to finish it himself, though. He has to actually auto its death. Zeratul not coming down. And it looks like Simplicity are actively choosing to not take the fight in bot lane. They trade a couple hits, but they do not wish to lose any more members. They just let those shots go in, and they take the deficit. Falstad did finish that camp, and is using it to try and bully in Yrel. Cure even comes in. A little bit of extra damage of his own. Just get some damage onto Swamgrotta. Keep him low, keep him busy. And very importantly, keep him distracted. Make him fear that Zeratul may be anywhere. Masquerade, he does have Iron Skin up, so he's not in any particular danger. He is forced to use it though, it's still a long cooldown. Still unfortunate for them. Peekaboo, wormhole for Zeratul. Swamgrotta having a little bit of trouble, taking a lot of damage here, forced to jump. Taking quite a few hits here. Bot camp taken by Granit Gaming. Second camp is available still. They choose to push into it. Grenade comes out, looking good so far. They will clear this up. Yasu's going to be the one to finish this off. Hosty backs away. Good condemn from Masquerade. Fend, lots of damage. They didn't land a full blind though, so they didn't get the full burst here. Camp was taken by Granit Gaming, so that's more damage. Can they hold it, or will this hit the bell tower? Sin's exposed. To try and keep them back. They're holding them out of range. Fend, they make them in. The bell tower is surviving though. Legacy, his teleport is interrupted by the grenade of Tygus. Nick being body blocked here. Down goes Muradin though. Wormhole from Cure keeps him alive. They get Nick too, looking for Yasu, who's forced to run and gun away. Bot bell tower completely alive, but it's barely there. Swamgrotta found as well. If they can get a third kill here, this would be huge. They get it. Hosty able to pick up the third kill. This is a big, big deal for Simplicity. Giving themselves a lot of momentum. They get the channel. That's a lot of shots onto the core. Nicely done. There's Might and Nerazim. Level 20. Simplicity gonna get a little earlier here. Mighty Gust, Bless Shield, Ball, Lightning. Level 10 just around the corner for Granit Gaming. They are not out yet. They still have the opportunity. Posty dodges the shots. No Stormbolt. 9 stacks on the baseline, 6 on the Perfect Storm. Top lane is being bullied again. Another camp take by Lutano, really making the most of this. Shadow Hunter is finished. Brightwing forces teleport in for Masquerade with Peekaboo, keeps him fully sustained. Everyone is healthy. Top took quite a little bit of damage, not too much cure. It's not a great spot here. There's able to blink away. Skoog going quite deep. Polymorph comes out. Blink, he'll keep him alive. Legacy bouncing from teammate to teammate to teammate to get out of there. You're still being chased, but that cooldown reduction from Shadow Hunter actually keeps him much safer. He's able to get out. We have level 10s available for Granit Gaming, which is why they were looking for that fight. They have Kira going very aggressive here, going for the unrelenting strikes. A little bit of crowd control here, a little bit of CC. Is anyone going to try and sneak past the members of Simplicity to try and take that bottom bell tower? That would be very smart by anyone from Granit Gaming, but who can do so safely? Maybe Muradin. Kira could try. Kira. Not in the best spot here. Stunned out. Blink 1. Here's Wormhole, of course. Oh, he baits it. The keep, of course, reveals him. He realizes he might be in trouble, so he does some damage on the way. Blink 1. He's being hit by minions. The shot's already taken. Cure is almost certainly going to die here, but he's not going down yet. Wormholes reset with Might of the Nerazim. Slows, but he is absolutely screwed. He's trying, though. He really is trying, but Cure goes down. Shots are traded 28 to 28. An attempt was made. Top bell tower, though, looking just as bad as bottom bell tower now. The issue is no Zeratul. Falstad is making a play for top. He should just be able to get that without too much difficulty, and that's potential Sapper relief, potential Sapper damage. Tiger's Grenade finishes off that bottom bell tower. Zeratul is back. Will rejoin his team. Falstad is literally just going to push in and take this. Top camp will be available in not too much time. If he has bribe stacks, that's going to be potential core damage. Speaking of potential core damage, Sappers on bot lane are doing a lot. 1, 2, 3. 3 shots onto the core. Masquerade moves in. They find nothing. Unable to get the follow-up. Zeratul mending strikes here. Going for a much more dueling focused build. Top camp is now available. Falstad has just been soaking up here, getting more stacks. How many bribes does he have? Not 3. Otherwise he would have finished it by now. There we go. Looks like he had 2. So that's core damage. Can he get all 3 of his in? We'll keep an eye on that. Lead Rain. For the Tychus. No minions with this. No minions with this. I mean, they don't have a little bit of reinforcements. Bot is still being pressured, trying to prevent that from being taken back. Urel's really committing to trying to hold this. Falstad trading a lot of Urel's health out. Keep an eye on that mini-map. You'll see those shots go in. 1, 2, 3. Teams trade. 3 shots for 3. Bot Altar being channeled, though. No one contesting that. Zeratul's going to try and rush it in. Observer, please. There we go. Cure delays, dives in, Brightwing. They are very split for the rest of the team, but they're still going to try and take out Yasuo on the way. Blinking back in, Bless Shield, and surprise, Lutano flies in from above. They push in huge damage output. Skoog takes a lot. That is a double kill. Going over to Simplicity, they get the channel. It's another 4 shots onto the core, and finally someone takes a freaking lead. Simplicity able to take a 4-shot lead as they begin working on their opponent's Sapper camp. They don't even have a fort to retreat to, but they're still going for it. Ardent Defender saves Urel. Skoog barely surviving too. Avatar not up yet, so does not have the sustain to dive in again. Top camp will be up in 1 minute and 10 seconds, so there is still a chance for Falstad to pick that back up and get another run in, as finally Simplicity will begin working on their own Lumber Mill Bell Tower to take that back. Cure dancing away, dodging any hard engage. They back away. Sorry, it's the farm Bell Tower. Lumber Mill is mid. They take that back, though. They keep it alive. Zeratul, Buster Warblade. A little bit of extra burst damage every third basic attack against a target. Does that extra 125 damage. Lovely bit of burst. Has to be against the same target as a reminder, though. Doesn't have to be heroic, though, so that's always nice. A little bit of extra PV, a little bit of extra building race is always nice there, too. Brilliant reaction. Does catch Hosty. No follow-up. Looks like Urel has been unable to clean out top lane. They're going to try and take out Yasuo. Bless Shield is burned. Not the longest cooldown. It's only a minute, but it buys them a lot of time. Structures still in favor of Simplicity now. If Urel being unable to take back a bot, not getting as much reinforcements. Meaning that if they can cap this in time, because Urel's really trying to race this, they could get 5 shots out of this. But Urel is committing real hard to this bell tower. It's not in time. They lose a shot. But they do get bot as well, so that's still going to be 8 to 4. 25 health to 13. Very smart, of course, leaving Brightwing as your bot laner. First channeling at the last point. Here's the final 4 shots coming in. 21 to 13. Of course, leaving Brightwing because she has the global capability, so leaving her down there makes a lot of sense. Very smart by Granit Gaming. Realizing they're a person down and having full vision of where everyone on Simplicity is, they rush the boss. The question is, do they have the damage for this? Have they overestimated their own composition? The answer is no. They take the boss, but can they disengage? They don't want to. They want to fight. They're level 16. They're trying to push in. They stun out Masquerade. They creep forward. Cure coming in from the side. And that's going to force a disengage. They back up. They clean that up. I did not know that that happened. Apparently, if there's a Zeratul near you and you overkill a minion wave, and the minion dies and takes the next nearest target, you will target the Zeratul. Yasuo. Huge amount of damage being taken by Cure, but Cure is forced to back away. Camp is stolen. Kira is killed by the insane engage. Very convincing fight won by Simplicity. They're looking to close this series here and now. They make their way forward. Van Grotta, pulled in by the Cadet, backs away. Very aggressive by Host. He was looking for that. Falstad makes his way back up top. He's looking for bribes. He's looking to retake top lane and give themselves 6 points. There's another 2 points sent in by Sappers. Looking for one more. It goes down. Oh, wait, it's alive! The Sapper lived! It makes it in! One more shot. We are down to 10 health on the core of Granit Gaming. Falstad grabbing the Sappers up in top lane. Double altar phase. This is already lethal. Just with the altars, if they can get them all. Kira comes in via the portal. Cure. Big damage. Wormholes out. Brightwing already channeling. Making sure that they can get this. Lutalo is very low. We'll be able to fountain. Brightwing gets 5 shots. One more channel and it's lethal. We already see the... Oh, that's a bad cast, actually. Puts them in danger. We see Hosty taking a lot of damage. Legacy, only 5 shots left on the core of Granit Gaming and no one left to defend it. A convincing fight won as Kassiev cleans it up. That is GG. Simplicity will be making their way into the next round of the CCL Playoffs Gauntlet, where they will be playing against Sidestep Kings. That game will, of course, be happening tomorrow. So make sure to tune in. That's 4 p.m. EST, 10 p.m. CEST, and 9 p.m. British time. GMT, baby! Very well done. Very well done, Simplicity. Very solid game. Granit Gaming, they were looking so strong. But the second Simplicity got control of the game, Granit just weren't able to get it back. The macro style of Simplicity making just perfect use of Brightwing and Falstad, the double globals, just absolutely carried them to victory there. You can see the XP counts, 15,000 for Falstad. Only 4k for Brightwing, but they only really used the global there for the objective, so that makes a lot of sense. So they played that very well. Johanna and Zeratul also getting a lot of XP, so Cassia, because they were able to split Soak 2 sometimes, and of course assist on Falstad in that top lane quite a bit. The Falstad offlaner able to really bully out Urel, who did top the damage, but you can see really seemed to struggle. Only scoring 92,000 siege damage. That's actually a little bit low in a game like this. very well executed. Very nice done. Kira topping the damage chart. Tychus really struggling to find the angles there. Always being bullied by Cure on that Zeratul. One of the best Zeratals in the world, and I have no issues saying that. It's amazing. Very nicely done. Are we going to get the talents? Yes, we are. Oh my god, it's like they're listening to me. Feels brilliant, mate. As we do see a standard build from pretty much everyone in this game. Nothing too out of the ordinary, except for Zeratul, who again went for a more Mycen Nerazine build, which is still very popular. It's probably the go-to build these days, especially with the especially with Cleave build having a few caveats when there's so many good lockdown heroes in the game right now who are in the meta. This makes a lot of sense. Falstad not committing fully to the Lightning Rod build. He went with the Static Shield here because it let him trade against the Rel a little bit better. So those are the two Lightning Shield talents he had. He went for the Boomerang because it let him clear waves faster. Giant Killer assisted him in the team fight. He went with the extra slows because it was already making sense with the commitment to keep the chase going and set up for Zeratul Burst. So that is the end of our series for today. Let's talk about what will be happening tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen. As a reminder, these games are over. Simplicity have emerged victorious, beating out Granit Gaming. They will be moving on to the tomorrow's games, where they will play against Sidestep Kings. That is at 4 PM EST on twitch.tv/Tetcher. That is where you'll be able to see all of these games and actions. Sidestep Kings versus Simplicity. The last time those two teams played against each other, and I will of course talk about this tomorrow as well, so make sure you tune in for more in-depth analysis into that. The last time these two teams played against each other, it was a 3-1 in favor of Sidestep Kings. So let's see Simplicity, who are playing brilliantly by the looks of it, is already very exciting. Let's see if they can make a comeback. Let's see if they can get revenge. But the winner of that will, of course, play against 30K. 30K, when they played against Sidestep Kings, they beat them 2-3 in week number 3. When 30K played against Simplicity, I believe they beat them 3-0. Yes, in week number 4. So both those teams would be looking for revenge. But first, we've got to find out if Simplicity can keep their climb going in the ladder, or whether the actual group placements from the main league of CCL are just really freaking accurate. We'll have to see. But of course, the winners will join our top 3 in the actual playoff bracket. Wildheart Esports, Oxygen Esports, and Crowd Control. These are our top teams in CCL. Who will be joining them tomorrow is when you will find out who the final team in the playoff bracket shall be. But for now, for tonight, this is going to be the end of my stream, so I hope you've all enjoyed. I'm going to start up a rerun, so if you missed any of the earlier games, you can catch them straight away. Just stay on this channel. Don't go anywhere if you want to catch that. But otherwise, if you enjoyed, please drop a subscription, a donation. If you're watching on YouTube, there's a Streamlabs link in the description. And of course, there is the join button, so you can join on YouTube. Make sure to subscribe to YouTube, because I'm trying to get that to 4K subs this year. So we're going to try and push that a little bit more. Share with your friends. And we're trying to hit 100 subs on Twitch. We're at 59, so we only need 41 more to go in 2021. And we're just going to try and keep that there as much as possible and keep casting streams. Make sure to follow if you're not already, so you know when I go live next. Thank you all very much for watching. Much love to you all. And I will see you tomorrow for the continuation of the CCL Playoffs Gauntlet. I am Tetcher. Have a wonderful evening. If you want to fill in that poll about the CCL Awards, if you want to put my name in, it's appreciated. If not, fill it in anyway. The players deserve some recognition. Thank you for watching. Have a wonderful evening, and see you all next time. Good night.